Angel did not almost forget the name of the show again. That's never happened to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Now you got me laughing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum, and welcome to an episode of 5 Influential Horror, a series where we talk to all kinds of horror fans about their 5 most influential horror movies and why they picked them. And today I am joined, finally face-to-face, with Stefanie Davis. How are you?
What's up? How are you?
I'm good. I'm stoked. Mike has been manifesting our interaction for, I don't know, let's see, we're in April, like 2 months now, almost 2 months.
We're besties now. It's fine.
It's almost like we go way back. So for those of you who may not have seen the previous episode, Stefanie Davis is the writer-director of Be My Valentine, a horror found footage movie that just came out in February, Valentine's Day. And Mike got to chat with her about that film. I'll try to remember to put it in the clouds so we're easy access, but if you have not checked out that conversation, it's really cool. And if you have not seen Be My Valentine, you're missing out on a really unique little take on Valentine's Day found footage. Why not?
What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing? Get it together. That's right. Yeah. So I'm super excited. I love having, this is like the first series I ever did on the channel. So when I ever get an opportunity, especially when people who are in filmmaking or writers, it's always super cool to talk their list. So we are going to talk about your 5 influential horror movies. And I always say this on every episode, 3 of the 5 have never been in the series before, which is diabolical at this point, because I feel like I've been doing the series my whole life. And then 2 of them are actually on my influential, which kind of, cements what Mike has been saying this whole time. And he'll love that when he sees the episode. So. Very cool. Well, cool. So we'll jump into your list. So the first one that you had was Scream.
It's a classic slasher. You didn't see anything like it. And you go into that first scene with Drew Barrymore and with her wig and everything. It's iconic. Like there's nothing like it. And the format of it, of just kind of watching this campy horror film that's like, it's not scary, but it's also like very reality. I just had so much fun with it. And Scream 3 is my favorite out of the franchise.
Okay.
It's because it's so meta and I love it.
Yeah.
But I loved the way the first 3 went. The 4th one was really good too. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
The 5th one, it took me a little bit to come around to because it was so different.
Same. Yeah, same.
And I couldn't get through the 6th, and I haven't seen the 7th yet, but I want to. So it seems like they're going in a different direction now and kind of going back into the Sydney of it all. And but yeah, this franchise, it branched so many others. Like from this came I Know What You Did Last Summer, Wrong Turn, Urban Legend. Yeah, a lot of those classic campy slasher films that we all love today.
Yeah, it kind of revived the subgenre, I feel like, because it was so different from things that had kind of come before it. I mean, obviously the meta lens specifically, but then of course with the marketing, you had like the biggest star in this is killed. They're on the poster, the promo, she's in everything, and she's killed in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And you're like, well, what's going to happen now? What do we do with this? Yeah. Scream is one of the ones that you have that is on my list as well. Scream has been one of my favorite franchises for a super long time. And I'm actually not a massive slasher fan, but this to me was just this crazy story about people. Yeah. And some of the pieces of the story felt so grounded in things that happen in real life, and it just made it spooky. And it's the whole trope of like, it's always somebody close to you, and who can you trust, who can you not trust? And it brought one of the coolest slasher villains, in my opinion.
Have you heard the blue plaid theory for Scream?
Yes, that all the villains always wear blue plaid.
Yeah.
I wonder, I don't know if that ended up being true for 7.
It's not.
It's not. Okay. Because
there was a lot of teasing, because one character in the trailer was wearing blue plaid and everybody's like, she's going to be the killer. She's going to be it. But
that's crazy. Yeah. I didn't, the first time I heard about it was when the trailer for 7 came out. Started seeing the pictures where they they put them in like a collage, or they showed them all.
Yeah.
And I was like, but also like, even if it wasn't true for 7, what a weird consistency to have that like throughout all of them. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. No, it's a great franchise. I think due to some of the decisions that were made, I don't think they had much of a choice but to kind of shift gears a little bit from away from what they were going to do. But I remember going to see 5 in theaters. I did really like 5. 6 I thought was okay.
I think they were trying to redo 1, 2, and 3 because 5 was very much synonymous with 1, and then 2 with it being on a college campus, I think, and 2 is kind of weaker than 1 and 3, and so 6 kind of fell to the wayside a little bit, to where 7 became a little bit more like 3, where it's like a, I guess, more bombshell kind of stuff. But I loved 3 because there were so many like throwbacks to the mom and things that you just kept discovering about the mom that Sydney's learning in real time. And then the bombshell of Roman and that house and everything, like just everything about it was just blows your mind.
Yeah. Because it connects back to Stu and Billy. It's like, oh, he was the one kind of pulling the strings, and it was crazy. And it was the first point, obviously, in that franchise and where we had only one killer.
Yeah.
There wasn't multiples. And then 6 went crazy with 3, which was a bit much in my opinion. But I would have lived for it if Kirby had been one of them. I would have.
I know. I was waiting for it.
I wanted it so bad because, like, I love the female trauma arc that Sydney has in terms of like she turns the fear into this motivation to help others, and I love all of that. But I also would like a female to heal from trauma, but like becoming a crazed killer. I think that also makes sense. So I was there for that. But unfortunately, Kirby ended up still being a good guy, which is...
I mean, you know me, I love a female psychopath. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for it too. Yeah, I'm here for it. It's so funny because I never side with male killers, but female killers, I'm like, I understand.
Good for her.
Exactly. Yeah, no, Scream is a great franchise. I love it. Yeah, so your next one that you had is Butterfly Kisses, which of course is a found footage movie that I also am a big fan of. So I want to walk me through how this one ended up on your list.
I love the movie within the movie thing, and they did it so well.
Yeah.
Like seeing the director go into madness as he's kind of experiencing what the college students went through, and the choices that they made of like the snap zooms and the one, like that one jump scare got me. Like, oh man,
so good.
It hit me good. But it's just such a great way of pacing and a good way of like 2 different stories, but it all kind of flows together on one. It's not really a timeline, but they're like parallel in the journey that they're going through. It was just, it's so interesting. And I love those kind of urban legend type deals, the mockumentary kind of style. Like I would love to do a mockumentary found footage. I think those are really fun. Like What Happened to Susie is another really good one that's on Found TV. But I just love the style, and I loved the way that they did it. And it was just edited in such a way that you kind of felt like it was all happening at the same time, but it was the kids were in the past and he's in the present.
And he is in the present. Yeah. I agree. This felt, the first time I watched this, it felt very Slender Man.
Yeah.
And I love anything like that. Anything in that realm of like folk horror, these like weird, these stories that are spread around town, and then taking that and making it into something bigger. And I think it was one where I saw it originally and I did like it. I think my original rating, which these change based on my mood, honestly, but I think my original rating on it was like a 6 or something like that. But after I sat with it and I revisited it, I don't know, a year later or something like that, I had so much more love for it going back into it a second time. It was a really, really cool film and creepy. Very creepy.
Yeah. It did
very
such a great job.
Yeah. You should do a mockumentary. What are you waiting on?
The right story. I got to find the right story.
Yeah. That would be cool. I'm a huge fan of the mockumentaries too. Savage Land is one of my favorites. And I also, of course, love Lake Mungo. Anything that it feels realistic when you're watching it, because that's why I go to found footage anyway, because it makes everything feel so much more realistic. And then you add that level of interviews, and it's like, no, this really happened, and makes you question, like, well, damn, did it really happen? Because it kind of feels like it might have. Yeah. Butterfly Kisses was really, really cool. And you are already you've been a found footage fan, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So found footage is something that you already have a lot of
Oh
love
yeah,
for.
I already loved it. So when the internet recommended it, I watched it. I'm like, this is my new favorite. Love it.
Yeah. I was kind of late to it. I didn't see it until after it had been out for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did have kind of a great opportunity. We got to work with we got to do a chat with the guy who did the creature design. I'm totally spacing on the official title of what that is. But he did the creature design and everything. And so we got to see some behind the scenes stuff of like the guy and the standing in the green screen. So that was very, very cool. So a lot of love went into making that film for sure.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So your next one has also not been on here before, which is crazy, actually, now that I think about it. But that's Jennifer's Body.
Yeah. Female director, 2 female leads. She's killing boys. Like, it's so campy. And this is a trend with me. I love campy horror. I love a horror that's not afraid to make fun of itself. And like, you get young Chris Pratt in there. There's
which I forget about.
Adrian, what's his face from the OC?
Yes.
Not Adrian Brody. Brody was his name on the OC, but him.
Yes,
he was the bad guy in it. You know, Amanda Seyfried, Megan Fox, like stacked cast. Yeah. And I loved every bit of it, and it was so fun. And the way that Megan Fox got to like just be crazy and creepy and fun, while Amanda Seyfried is in her ingenue kind of kind of blondie ingenue versus the black cat, you know, like it's really fun. And the pool scene at the end, you know, it's iconic. I loved everything about it. The outfits, the colors, the flow of it, the music and definitely good. Like a lot of rising stars were part of it, but it's one of my favorites. It's my comfort movie. Like if I just need to smile, that's a good movie to put on.
Yeah, Kyle Gallner's in this as well. He played like goth kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so, and I think one of my favorite things about this film is sort of, you know, Megan Fox's kind of journey in filmmaking and how she was treated and how she was forced to be in these specific roles and can only do these certain things. Yeah. And then this was sort of her saying, fuck that. This was her saying like, you know what, I'm not going to do. And this was, I would say probably a pretty big deal to her on an emotional level, because she got to be something more than this girlfriend or this love interest or this eye candy, or because you can be that and also kill boys at the same time. And I think that's important. It's important. Life's about balance. Exactly. Yeah. She had a hard journry. And then I think this is it's such a great film, because I think like first time I ever saw it, I didn't get it. I really genuinely didn't. And I think it wasn't until I was much older when you start to realize things about yourself and you start to realize like, I actually have a lot of internal misogyny that I didn't realize that I had. And that's why I didn't get these things. And now that I'm a feminist and now that I'm looking at these things, I understand so much more of what this camp is about. Yeah. And I think that made it, easily shot it up on important films for me, just in general as a female watching horror. Right. So it was great from that perspective as well.
Yeah, I think it came out like when I was in college and stuff. So like we had a girls' night and we all watched it in theaters, and it was so fun. It was just such a good time. The vibe in the theater was so great, and everybody was just having a good time and rooting for it and stuff. Yeah, and it's just one of those films that like, just like the way that I love making Be My Valentine, it's something different, something you're not seeing. Yeah, and you try it out and you see if people like it, and if they do, great. They might make some more like it, and if not, okay, you tried. You at least brought something different to the table. But this one was a big hit. It was great.
Yeah, and I think over the years it's grown in popularity because even
it's a cult classic now.
Yeah, it's got its own following now, because even younger viewers that are watching it now, as as the first watch or whatever, are really appreciating it. And love there's so many people who post like the side-by-side shots between this and Ginger Snaps, which is another great I am woman coming into femininity and womanhood, kind of connecting it to this metaphor of becoming a monster and like what that means and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a beautiful homage to that I think Jennifer's Body takes it to that next level. It's a lot more in your face with what's going on, whereas Jennifer's Body, it's a lot more symbolism and just a little bit more like you got to kind of think about things a little different when you're watching it. So, and I love that movie. I love anything werewolves, but that one was a great film too. So seeing this and then connecting the two together, it made it an even better film in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the next one is I'm very excited to talk about for multiple reasons, but I'll go ahead and put up the picture. So we're talking about Milk and Cereal, specifically because you said this influenced a lot of where you were with Be My Valentine.
Yeah, I didn't see that one until I had already written it. I'd already cast and everything. We were getting into pre-production, and I see like people saying like, "Oh, you got to watch this Milk and Cereal on YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, YouTube, okay." So I'm putting it on, and I immediately sent it to Samantha. I'm like, "This is Gina, like this unhinged that Curry Barker did." Like, it's just, it was so fun because they're mixing this like prank show with this guy like going through this diabolical kind of scheme with his friend, like, and the way he turns it on and off. And I loved it so much. And it's a, a shorter movie too. So it's one that really good pacing. Curry's a really good actor as well as a great director. Like I've seen some of his shorts too. But he does a great job of balancing like comedy and horror and really knowing when to creep you out and knowing when to give you a laugh. And this one, it's just like, that was definitely a big influence on Be My Valentine, just because I was like, that's the vibe that I really wanted for Gina.
Yeah. And it's crazy because I know, I can't remember if I covered this. I think I covered it before Mike became my co-host. I think it was like right before, because this was right around the time he switched his socials to Mike and Serial. It was around like the same time. And I actually didn't get this film. Like Milk and Cereal wasn't one that I could appreciate a lot of things about it, but it was one that like I didn't really get. I think that like when people talk about it and I hear them, I have to think, oh, okay, I see how you got there. But it's funny that you say that it's like Gina is like him, because I think that like I got her version of that very well, very clearly, very well. I was on board, and I think it's just because it's a female, and I'm just so quick to want to resonate with them. But yeah, I love seeing kind of the difference, thinking about that two differences between Gina's version of that and that story. Obviously, is so different from Milk and Cereal, because I remember hearing the title and being like, I don't know about this.
The title, you wonder like what's going on with it, and then you watch it, and the whole time you're like, wait, is this a prank? Wait, is this now the prank? No, he's dead. Okay, that's not the prank anymore. Like I just loved it how like you always had to keep thinking like, wait, are they fucking with us still, or is this real?
I will say though, even though I didn't resonate with it in any special kind of way, I did really appreciate the constant back and forth, because especially when you're like us, where you've seen so many found footage movies, or you've seen so much horror, you've seen so much cinema, media, whatever, you get to a point where you can almost predict anything that you watch. And it's so boring. And it's dull when that happens, because then you have to start paying attention to other parts of it to kind of ignore the fact that you just predicted the whole thing in the first 5 minutes. But this is definitely not something that you have any idea where this is going. No idea. And it's like, I kind of like, I know when I heard about it originally, everybody was like losing their minds. People really love this. They really do. It really checked a lot of boxes for a lot of people. And I think it's just one of those things where it is really unique. And it's another example of a way to take found footage outside of a haunted house, outside of, and not that we don't still love those. Exactly. And this is just another example of like a modern use of technology and how people in certain age groups use technology. And I think those are all really great strengths for this film, which also plays into, Be My Valentine, the way that she's vlogging and she's doing the videos, and that's very much a social media mindset, a very like modern take on the shaky cam, right? Like a new way to tell the story. And I think Milk and Cereal was very creative in that way for sure. And definitely no complaints on the acting. The acting was insane.
Oh my God.
It was very
good. It was so
very
good.
good.
I loved it.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even think, I wouldn't have thought about Milk and Cereal, but now that you say that, I can see at least the personality connections of that level of unhinged, like what you're talking. Although I would argue Gina is fine.
Her decisions are valid. It's fine.
She's, God knows, anybody, and I don't have to worry about this, thank God. But I don't know, like I do know people who have been in the dating world in a new set, and I'm like, you know what? Just make somebody. I think that's fine.
It's starting to become that way. Everybody's going to start having a robot now. But I gave up. I gave up a long time ago. It's too crazy. It's too difficult. Like I almost got to the point where I was about to say based on a true story, you know? Like,
I love that.
Like though. People are crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, and I say, like, I stick by this because I know I said this in the review or the review when Mike and I talked about it. I stick by the fact that she's such a good friend though.
Yeah.
Like I stick by like, okay, maybe we don't murder like our friends' shitty boyfriends, but sometimes they don't listen to good advice and you get tired of seeing women in your life that you care about be hurt unnecessarily. Yeah. And sometimes that might make you a little unhinged. Yeah. And I think that's valid.
Yeah. If my friend showed me a bruise her boyfriend gave me, best believe.
Yeah. 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 Thankfully, I think most people who meet me who have spent enough time around me in like personal spaces, they know that like I don't play games. And so thankfully I haven't had to like put hands on anybody, at least not in my 30s. But it's one of those things where it's like I saw, you know, the car scene and she's listening to the music and I'm like, that's a vibe.
Absolutely.
Like she owes her a big thank you card, maybe a lunch or something, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's cool to talk about kind of the connection of the two personalities and like how you were like, no, this is kind of what I'm looking for as far as like how this character is. Because he's nuts for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was great. I love
it. More crazy. I love
this is why I don't date.
Exhibit A. Yes, for sure. Okay, so your last one is the other one that was on my list. And I always get excited when I get talking about this franchise. Probably too much. I do talk a lot. I apologize. But your last one on your list was Saw.
Yes. I love everything about this franchise. I love a movie that gets me to think and makes me like, after I watch it the first time, I'm like, wait, how the fuck did I miss all that? Like, and go back and be like, you're there the whole time. Like, what the hell? Like, I love the creative. This sounds so crazy and demented. So I'm just going to say it anyway.
Lay it on me.
The creativity of the death games. Like, it was so creative. And the way that it's linked to their personal problems too. Like the second one, when they're in that house, each room, they had a room for them based on what was going on in their lives and how shitty they are. Like, I loved everything about that. Like, so much thought went into it. And I've gotten up, I watched all the way up to 6. I haven't gone any further from there. I do kind of want to revisit the whole franchise and just like binge them all. I did that with Scream before Scream 7 came out, but I think I want to do that with Saw because I think they're making another one. So yeah, I think I need to come back through, but it's just every single one. I'm like, so how are they going to keep going with this? And then you watch and you're like, oh, I like that. Okay. And then just again, so how are we going to keep going with this? Like this guy can't die like all the time. Like,
exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. But, I love this franchise. I think the first 3 are my favorite. And then I absolutely loved Saw X. Loved it. It was so good. There's a couple that I don't think are like as great, right, as some of the others. But the ingenuity, at least for the first 3, is just incredible. Like I think that when I think of like twist endings for movies, like horror movies specifically, I think of things like, The Others. And so I saw this, I think this came out to like 2006, 2000, no, 2000.
Yeah, it was early 2000s, yeah.
Early 2000s. So I think I was in high school. Was I out of high school? I don't know. I was a teenager, a young adult or something when I saw this for the first time. And I can always picture this when I think of this movie. I was sitting on the couch in the living room watching it with my dad. My dad is who I watch horror with for most of my life. And he walked out of the room to go do something. And I'm like, it's the end of the movie. Like, what are you doing? And I'm watching this by myself as like I said, I think it's late teens. And I was like, he gets up off that floor and I like slump out of the couch onto the floor. And I am like, my mind cannot comprehend what I am seeing. And it's just, I don't know. I've seen other films that have great twist endings. And I do think 2 and 3 also had really cool connections at the end that made you go, what the fuck? But I think this one just is so cemented in my mind for like the best plot twist. Like of a movie, because you're not expecting it. You've seen the killer almost the whole movie, or the orchestrator. We'll go back with it. The orchestrator the whole time, and that was insane. Because I know when they do the reveal for Zepp, they're like, oh, like I'm like, nah. I was like, no. I was like, there's no freaking way. This guy looks like his own shadow at night would make him jump. There is no way. And it just builds this crazy story. And now obviously we get Amanda and we add all these other characters later. And it's just, it's such an insane franchise. And I'm not anti-gore. I just need my gore to have a purpose. Absolutely. Like, I don't really like the Hostels. That's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I'm never going to watch Terrifier. It's just not my jam.
No, I can't watch Terrifier. I can't do the clowns.
It's because of the clown, not the
clowns. And like, I'm the same way too. Like, it's the same thing with like nudity. Like if I'm going to see nudity in a film, there needs to be a reason, not just because you want to see boobs. Like it's just,
I'm the same way
with blood. Like I know Iron Lung is the film that has used the most blood out of any film.
It just broke the record.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, is there a reason we did all of that? But working with blood is hard. Like there should definitely be a reason for it, because if you mess up in one take, you got to clean up and start all over again. Like it's difficult. And you don't want to do digital because it looks fake.
Yeah. Fake, like digitalized blood, I feel like is so obvious on camera. Yeah. And I will say, I do think the purpose of Iron Lung, the blood was to break the record. Like that was what his goal was. And I have a lot of respect for Markiplier and what he did. And this indie game turned movie with this indie creator.
Yeah, good for him for this too. Like I love it. Raises up indie filmmakers and stuff. So yeah.
And it's important because he's so indie focused and has been almost his entire career. I mean, I was watching him when he had less than 1 million subscribers. Like, he was the first person. I'm like, dang, you can watch people play games you're too scared to play. I'm on board. Like, I love that, And so, but I have to have it has to have a reason. Yeah. And I'm such a prude when it comes to that, when it comes to nudity and sex and stuff in movies. I'm like, I just don't need it. And I think that was another thing. I think Mike was like, no, you don't understand. Like she says shit like exactly how you say stuff. And I was like, I don't care.
Except we're besties now.
Yeah, exactly. The rest was history. But this is a franchise where I feel like it's justified. I don't feel like I'm just watching a lot. And when I tell you, this is such a trigger for me. When people call Saw torture porn, I lose my mind.
Yeah.
I lose my mind. I'm like, have you ever looked up the definition of what that is? Because Saw, I assure you, is not. And I get so pissed when people say that. Like,
Hostel is.
Hostel is 100%. Yes. Yes. And
yeah, I couldn't I watched like, I think halfway through and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like the first hour is sex and drugs. And then it finally gets to and then it was just not. And the effects are cool. I mean, I can appreciate what they're able to do with body horror in that way, but I just need it to have a purpose. And I feel like Saw gets brutal, but it gets brutal in a lot of ways outside of just the body effects and the horror, the gore and stuff that they use. It's like there's some intense story making going on, and there's some intense point. Is it a little dramatic to kill somebody because they take pictures of people for a living? I mean, probably, but also he helped kidnap. I mean, it's not like he's completely innocent here, right?
Right.
So it's fine. But I love the Saw franchise. I'm a huge fan of it.
I definitely love that it's so methodical and that all those twists, but like just everything about it. Like there was a purpose for everything. And you had to really pay attention to certain things, like the set design and everything was just amazing. And all these prop pieces and even the body parts that are coming off and stuff, like the rib cage that came off, I think in the fourth one, I was like, that is insane. Like I've never seen anything like that. Like it was insane. And then an honorable mention film, I thought about putting this in, but the Final Destination franchise. I'm obsessed with the whole franchise. I love it so much, especially the third one.
Yeah,
the roller coaster.
Yes, that one is forever in my head as well. I have not seen, admittedly, all of them, not for any particular reason, not because I dislike them or anything. I just never got around to finishing. Like I haven't even seen Bloodlines yet. It's
really good. I really liked it. Yeah.
But the last one I saw was whatever one they did in 3D. I don't remember which one that was. I was in
the bridge. Was it the bridge?
I think it's the one that starts in the racetrack.
Oh yeah.
With the cars and the tire that spins out and flies out of the screen.
That one wasn't like, that's probably my least favorite of the franchise. That one and the bridge one, they're fine, but like
yeah. I think it's fun as a 3D movie though, because it's just one of those
like I think up to your face,
it's just goofy fun. It's like Jaws 3D. Like that was not a great movie.
Well, now they have all these immersive shows like Ready or Not 2. They had the blood like splatting at every death. There's a couple theaters that did that. Like that's the future. Theaters need to be doing things like that.
Is
like
that
like water's splashing? Because you get that at like a movie at where did we go? It was when I was younger. We went to, I want to say SeaWorld or something. We went and saw like the Haunted Mansion or something, and there was like rats on the floor, and so you feel a tickle on your leg and you get a spurt of water. Theaters, like a couple of movies are doing stuff like that, to where like for F1 they had the wind like blowing on you whenever the race cars were going around, and for Ready or Not, when somebody died, it was you got blood splatter. Everybody's wearing ponchos and they got splattered.
I love that.
I do too. I think that's definitely the future of theaters.
Is it 4D, 4X?
Yeah, 4D.
4D, where you can have like, I know what you're talking about. I wrote a ride at Universal's, an alien ride. They switched it to Lilo and Stitch. It was cooler when it was alien, like a scary alien, not a cute alien. But you got into this almost like roller coaster. The room didn't move or anything, but you got put into this thing, and it came down almost like a roller coaster, like chess piece. And it would blow on your neck, and it would have these things that would wrap around your legs when you were sitting down. It would shake like something was grabbing you from behind. And I'm here for all of that. That sounds like a really good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially for horror movies. There's so much you could do with that.
Yeah. That's a great way to get people to go to the theaters, is if you have something like, even if it's like one gag throughout the whole movie, then that's fine. Special. It gets people. Yeah. It's a new experience. It gets people to want to go to the cinema to go see it, instead of being like, oh, wait till it's on streaming. It's like, no, this experience you only get here.
Yeah, I agree, because I think it's losing. I mean, I think post-COVID it's different anyway, right? But I think it is losing some of the magic of it. I mean, I still love to go, but we have 3 kids, and one of them is very little, and I say very. He's too young to go see the stuff I want to go see, that's for sure. And so, like we can go see Jurassic World, or we can go see a Transformers movie or something like that. But for the horror stuff, I have to be really motivated to make the effort to go. And I think things like that really would motivate me, and probably maybe other people too, who are like, oh, I'll just wait till I can rent it or whatever.
Yeah. This year though, like this year, I think a lot of people are going to start going back to the theaters, because the lineup, the blockbusters this year are all pretty crazy, pretty big. Like I'm super excited to go to the theater more for all these popcorn movies. I'm here for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think our next trip is going to be Backrooms. Oh yeah. So our middle son is into horror as well. Actually a big Scream fan. very I think some of it may have started with Jenna Ortega, but it is what it is. Now it's very Ghostface focus. So, but he really wants to go see that, and we played the game together. Of course, it was a web series first. Someone made sure to correct me on that on the internet. My bad. It was a web series first, and then it became a video game. And so anyway, so we played the video games together, and so we're very excited about that. So that one I will be prioritizing, and we will go see in theaters.
Yeah.
Probably
that'll be a good theater experience. That's one you definitely want to see in the theaters. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, especially because I think the sound design is gonna maybe make it more, more impactful. More
even just the set pieces and stuff that you're seeing, like that's something you need to see on the big screen with the right sound. Yeah, you're right. Like that's the thing that I love about action films and horror films at the theater, because like you don't get that experience at home. Your chairs don't shake, at least they shouldn't, at home whenever you're watching a movie. And just like some of the sounds that you wouldn't hear from your TV that you get in the theater. Like
you're right. No, you're absolutely right. And I think specifically because this deals with liminal spaces, which gives a lot of people anxiety. It's a very, very realistically creepy thing. And to see it, I think that big is also probably, a better, and we do have a very big TV downstairs, but it's not that big, and we don't have a sound system. So I think, it's going to be pretty good in theaters. And there's other stuff that's coming out. It's just hard for me between working and having kids and stuff. But yeah, I think you're right. I think if they were to do that, I didn't know they were doing the blood splatter. That's cool.
Yeah, that looked really cool. I don't know where, I'm sure it was just like an LA thing, but it looked really cool. And if more theaters do that, I think that'll definitely help get
people in.
Yeah. Because you can charge a premium price for that, because that's a special thing that is very limited.
No, for sure. Yeah, no, you could. And people will pay it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're paying $50 for stupid Ghostface popcorn buckets.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, we'll be fine paying for the blood splatter, I think.
Yeah. Give me the poncho. I'm good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, very cool. Yeah. Well, cool. So so that's your 5 influential. Scream, Butterfly Kisses, Jennifer's Body, Milk and Cereal, and Saw. Yeah. Love the Butterfly Kisses is in there. That made me really happy when you sent me a list. I was like, I love that movie.
Don't analyze too far into all my choices into who I am. I am a very weird, crazy, all over the place person. I love watching. I'll watch anything. Yeah, I love the unique stuff.
Yeah, and that makes sense. All of these are insanely unique. Now, there have been things since these came out that may be similar to, or homages to, or what have you. But as far as unique experiences, first time around when these came out, they're all very, very unique and very, very different. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thanks again for making time. I know I bothered you last minute about it, so I'm glad we're able to connect.
Anytime, girl. We're best friends now.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. I was glad. I told Mike, he was like, you gotta find a way. Like, I was like, I'll do influential. That'll be a good way to chat. And it's typically just 2 people for those. It's usually whoever the host is and then whoever the guest is. Make it a little bit more focused, because otherwise you got 3 people talking about movies. It ends up being 6 hours long. But anyway, but no, very cool. Well, once again, if you have not seen Be My Valentine, it's on Found TV.
It's coming to Tubi soon. It'll be on TV soon. But right now it's on Found TV. I'm stalking every day, just waiting to see when it goes live. So if you follow Bouncy Boxer Media on socials, we will tell you when it's live on Tubi. But right now you can still see it for free on Found TV. And there's all kinds of really great found footage films on Found TV. Yeah.
And if you're a found footage faithful like we are, you should consider getting, I would say, because I have it, the one without ads. And there is a 10% off with the word voices if you want to use that to save a little bit of money on the annual subscription. Why not? If you're already watching it and the ads get on your nerves like they do me sometimes, it's more than worth it. They have such great stuff. I mean, this is like the hub for found footage horror right now.
Yes. Louis and Marie does such a good job with it, and it's curated so well, and there's so many really great stuff that's really come through.
Yeah, we're big fans of theirs. We love them, and they care a lot about the community and the filmmakers that they represent, and that's important too. Yeah, for sure. Well, cool. I'm going to put links on where you can find Bouncy, Boxer Media, and Stefanie in the description for this episode. Go watch Be My Valentine. And I think that's going to wrap up this episode of Influential Horror. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. We hope you have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend when you get to it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.